Well, what I'm going to do now is place the top on. Straightforward. And I've got 4 countersinking screws that need to go here. And this will help align the posts a little bit. Now the timing is off on the machine, so it's not dialed in, meaning it's racked. And that's why it was kind of hard for me to wheel it down. I knew I was doing that when I took the lead screws out, but I knew I could fix it, and I knew I could probably make it better than when it was factory adjusted. So just giving these a good snugging up. And I'm going to go ahead and install my handle now, because I don't believe I'm going to be tearing the machine apart again. Pretty self-explanatory. Line it up, drop in your cap head screw, tighten it up. So there's that. Okay. Okay, this part's going to be really difficult to shoot, but I'm going to do my best and try to convey the information successfully. Hopefully you can visually see that it's way high on this end. But here's what I'm going to do. I'm using 2 parallels, so they're the exact same height as each other, but you could use anything with the same dimensions. It could be a piece of wood for that matter. But I'm rotating my cutter head and making sure that I'm on the bottom side I have a flat. And I'm going to stick the parallel in here and make sure I am beyond the in-feed roller and beyond the out-feed roller. And I'm going to stick the other one on this side down here. Getting them as far out to either end as I can. Now what I'm going to do is slowly start bringing this down, and while I'm doing that I'm going to turn the cutter head until it just starts to stop. So I believe I'm in the contact wheels on one side now, but the cutter head's still free. Oh, I'm going to try to do it like this so you can see me rocking it. Slowly coming down with my handle. And there, I just touched off that. See how it's hard to turn now? So what I need to do now is lower this side, and I'm going to double check and go back and forth, but I need to lower this side to get this parallel touching this cutter head. Now I can visually see it's probably about an 1/8 inch high right here. So I'll show you how we're going to make that adjustment. Here is the adjustment nut right here we need to manipulate to fine tune this and dial this machine in. So it's just simply getting on it. We're going to break it loose. It's tight, but now I have it loose. So what I'm going to do is lower this down until I take that space out that I can see over here. And I may have to do it with a wrench. So I'm looking down through here and I see the gap closing. Okay, so now this side of the cutter head is contacting that parallel I put in there. So I'm going to go ahead and lock this in, and then I'm going to double check it. I may need to make an adjustment again. I'm being careful not to move the bottom nut as I'm tightening the top one. Almost there. This may be a little delicate procedure, but it can be done. What I cannot believe is I got that dead on first try. That kind of took me back a little bit. After I brought it down and just contacted this side over here, I raised it up, started rocking the cutter head back and forth and coming down slowly again until I just contacted, and then I looked at both sides to make sure I saw no light through there. Now you might be able to get up in there with a feeler gauge if it was that important to you, but now this thing is just dialed in. So I'll take the pressure off of the parallels and get them out of there. Well, alright, we're coming down the home stretch. It's dialed in now. Just kind of wanted to show you how well it rolls up and down. So that's the top of its travel. Of course, it's easier to spin coming down. It'll wear you out cranking. But there's a quick tip there on how to dial yours in if for some reason you're not cutting parallel boards. Time to install the motor. I just have it sitting up behind it so I can start these ground leads that are underneath it. Star washer goes down first. I'll get these grounds made up real quick. There's one. One more star washer down first. Here's an easy way to start things. And that ground's tight. Now I'm going to pull the motor up and out, and it's going to sit right down into this slots down here. There's one. Actually, I need to pull it back this way and then start this side in first. There we go. And then work this one in. It's kind of hanging up on me there. Move that rod over just a little. There. Just a simple matter of putting on the two brackets on the end. Last thing, the cable tie. There's a little sleeve here. I'm going to pull it up, put it back where it was. Cable tie goes right here. Give that a quick tightening. And there's the motor. Getting ready to install the belt, but we need to get one of the two washers behind this bracket right here. So the motor is too far this way, so I should be able to push it back. Yep. And now I'm prepared on this side, so I'm just going to get ready and try not to drop that washer. There. Get that started in that hole. So I'll bring this up. Probably should have got a ratchet and extension for this, but we'll get it there. Just getting it snug so we can still pivot the motor. Now we're going to put in the belt. Now I'm going to install the belt. The easiest way to do this is push the belt up through this slot right here and then grab this section and turn it sideways, and you can work it right around there just like that. Now I'm going to try to come down here and walk it on this pulley. It's going to be a little bit snug, but just make sure you get it all the way in. So I'm pushing here as I wind it to make sure I get it all in the grooves. Tops off a little bit. So I'll go backwards and push from here. There, now the belt's on. So now it's just a matter of tightening it up. Get my wrench ready. I'm just sticking my hand under here and pushing up on the motor. Need to reposition myself. Just coming through here and pushing up on the motor, and then I'm going to tighten this up. There. So now the belt's installed. Next thing to do would be to install the cover right here. It'll fit right down underneath this bracket. Bring it down and put it right in that groove.